All right, Jesse, on everything, welcome back to the channel. So look at this, coming out of not retirement, but coming out of a hiatus to talk about Will Smith slapping Chris Rock at the Oscars. And that moment right there, like, I'm going to walk you guys through my reaction to it, walk you through me, kind of learning what he said is the reason why he did it. And then I'll just talk to you guys about why he actually did it, and at least why I think he probably actually did it. And then just some other stuff in general about this, because this is one of the weirdest things I've ever, like, this is like weird, man. That's a weird thing to do, obviously. It's never been done. Like, no one's ever heard a joke about their spouse at the Academy Awards before. You know, every single award show. No one walks on stage and slaps the dude who's supposedly like one of your friends and then screams, "Don't talk about my fucking wife." Like, this shit's so crazy, man. But here's the deal, okay? So I've had my eyes on those two a lot because they're so public, right? Like, they're very public. And here's the thing. If you can read people and you look at Jada Smith, there's a lot there, dude. Like, there's a lot there. That is a person who, the way I've always described her is I'm like, she's too smart for her own good. She's incredibly smart and she's incredibly deep thinking. Like, she's like a very, very interesting person. She's tortured by it, dude. Okay? Now, this is something that I've tried to explain to people many, many times, like, just in general. It's like being really, really smart and really, really deep is a curse for some people. Like, it's a curse because they are so smart that they just spin themselves up and they don't understand. It's like they're incapable of just living on the surface for a while, you know? Like, just relax for a little while. Like, everything doesn't need to be some massive cosmic problem to solve. She is the quintessential type of person where there's nothing light and chill. Everything needs to be explored. Everything needs to be deep. Everything needs to be some big, and she can't help it because she's so fucking smart. Like, it works against her in terms of, like, depending on what your goal in life is, right? Like, if your goal in life is to be happy for as long as possible and to bring happiness to the people around you as much as possible. If that's like your goal, it's like at the end of your life, you're going to measure your success based on that. Jada is cursed for that. Cursed. Because she can't live on the surface. She can't do it. Like, she can't do it. And with Will Smith, like, I've watched her over the years just systematically break that guy. Like, just absolutely break him. He's the worst match for her ever. Well, no. I take that back. He loves the shit out of her because she can do things he can't. Like, that he sees what she does and he views her as like this incredibly insightful, incredibly deep person. But he is more of like he's like a happy guy. Like, he's like a guy who walks in a room and he has a great time because the people around are laughing. He's making people laugh. Like I said, if your measure of success of your life is making people happy, had he married someone else, he would have had one of the happiest lives ever. Like, he would have had an incredible time. The people around him would have loved him. He would have had just armies of people that just loved him. To the version of Will Smith that would exist today, if he would have married someone not Jada Smith, would have watched what he did at the Academy Awards last night and just been like, or Oscars, whatever. And he would have just been like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? Like, if he saw a version of himself in a parallel dimension do that, he would have been like, that's impossible. That's not possible that I would ever do that. And it's like, nope, it is, dude. You're married to a girl who will dive into any issue and break you down. Like, it's like, because here's the thing, like, I've listened to them talk. Like, I've listened to them talk about tons of things, and I pick up on all this stuff, dude. And basically, like, it's like, well, we had to come together and realize that, like, we're not responsible for each other's happiness. Like, I'm not responsible for his happiness. He's not responsible for my happiness. I need to get there myself. And, it took me years to figure that out. You're like, okay, so what did she actually say right there? Like, what did she actually say? What she actually said was, I spent fucking years breaking him down because I wasn't happy. And I blamed him for it. And so and a deep thinker like her would pick at everything. Every single thing is a pick. She told a story one time. I heard her tell this story where she was like, there was one year where it was my birthday and he threw me this huge party and I blah, blah, blah. And she's like, do we need all this? Like, do we really need all this? Like, literally, he threw her a huge party and she broke down his personality over it. Like, she was like, it just showed, like, you want all this stuff, man. You do. And she literally, like, eviscerated his entire, like, who he is as a person because he threw her a fucking birthday party, a surprise birthday party. She's like, this was all for you, man. This is all about your ego, bro. This is all about your ego. So, like, I will admit, so on Instagram, I blew up last night. Like, when I saw that, I was just like, fuck, man. Like, I'm not blowing up. I mean, I did call him a complete pussy. But I did it because, like, to me, he just looks like, he doesn't look like he's defending his wife to me, dude. Which, I mean, I'm sure in his mind, he's like, oh, yeah, I'm defending her honor. He's literally sitting there laughing. Chris Rock says a joke. He's laughing. She's angry. He looks over at her and he's like, oh, shit, this is serious. And it's like, dude, if you're on your own, you're laughing at the joke, dude. You're laughing at the joke. And then you figure out that she didn't like the joke. And so your reaction is, oh, I guess I need to go slap Chris Rock. I need to go humiliate tiny little Chris Rock on the stage. Chris Rock clearly didn't think he's doing anything bad. Like, what was his intent? Was his intent to, like, humiliate Jada Smith? Give me a fucking break, man. He made a bad joke. He didn't know. So you go and pimp slap him in front of the whole fucking, like, the whole entire world? Just completely demasculate him on stage? Like, that's fucked up, man. It's wrong. And the reason why I attacked Will Smith is because I fucking hate bullies, man. I can't stand them. I can't fucking stand them. I can't stand bullies, dude. I can't stand them. And so, gigantic Will Smith walking up on tiny Chris Rock and slapping him in front of the entire world over a joke that he made, completely ignorant of whatever reason that was a big deal. Now, look, if Jada ends up having cancer, okay, like if she has cancer and no one knows, I mean, I guess you could plead temporary insanity. Like, that's basically what I would say. It's like, if that's something like that, like if it's just this thing like, oh, she struggled with alopecia or whatever, like, you know, she's been very vocal that she struggles with this thing with her hair. Okay. So just stonewall the joke, dude. Like, when Chris Rock makes a joke, just stonewall him and just be like, bro, don't laugh. Don't fucking laugh. And then as soon as the camera's off you, all of a sudden it's like, uh-oh. You know, Mrs. has broken me down for 20 fucking years over here, is angry. So now I'm going to go humiliate Chris Rock and myself. But, like, if she thinks that was, like, a noble thing, that's the weirdest shit ever. You humiliated yourself, dude. And you humiliated her. And if she doesn't realize that that's what you did, then she has serious problems, dude. Because what I see right there is like, it just goes back to what I was saying, like her just year after year telling him that he throws her a birthday party and she yells at him for it. And he tells her it's because of his ego. She's like, when someone says you're doing shit to feed your own ego, they are literally breaking you down. That's a break you down thing, dude. And that's why, so someone whose opinion I respect immensely, you know, like I put it on Instagram and I was like, fuck this guy, dude. Fuck this guy. And a person whose opinion, one of the only people whose opinion I respect enough to where he was like, I disagree. And I took the fucking post down solely because of that. Because he's like, dude, he's defending his wife. I get it. Like, I understand like the sentiment, like anything you do to defend your wife is, you know, a noble thing. And I agree with that sentiment in spirit. As long as defending your wife is not some completely asymmetrical response that completely demasculates and humiliates some small guy who made a stupid mistake. What, like, you, dude, slapping a man in front of the entire world, that's a big response, man. Like, getting slapped and not responding in front of the whole world, at least in my world, dude. Like, I wouldn't be able to wash that off. Like, off myself. If I let some gigantic dude just come up and slap me and I just stood there like a Dunsky and I apologized afterwards. Like, that's... You shouldn't do that, dude. Like, this is super fucked up. And so what that looked like to me is, again, more of, like, I can't make her happy. Like, I've spent years doing anything I can to make her love me and make her happy. She had an affair right under, everyone knows about it. Like, she just had this affair with this guy who's 21, and then we just go on TV and we talk about it like it's normal. She's like, yeah, you know, well, basically, here's what happened, you know. It all started with a friendship. You know, generally, affairs do that, Jada. You know, it started with a friendship, and I wanted to help him. You know, I really wanted to help him. And then we got close, man. We got really close. Really, really close. And, you know, she's like, basically like, yeah, I fell in love with this other guy. And Will Smith just sat around and he took it. And it's like, oh, well, Will Smith saw other people. Oh, yeah, I'm sure Will Smith was on board with this thing of my wife falling in love with another guy. Shut the fuck up, bitch. Like, Jesus, I can't, dude. I watched that interview, okay? I'm not the public. I can read the room, okay? He is not on board with that. You fucking ripped his heart out, dude. You ripped his fucking heart out. You demoralized him for years, dude. Just demoralized him in every possible way that you could. Told him everything that made him awesome was a bad thing. That it was all like, oh, you want to entertain a bunch of people, blah, blah, blah. I'm skipping over I'm out of time. I got to catch a flight. I'm skipping over tons of stuff that I've seen from her that just continually validates what I'm talking about, which is like, she's unhappy because she's too smart. She can't help herself. And she just projects it onto Will Smith, who is not that type of person. He is a happy-go-lucky guy. He's a guy who had the world by the balls. Had it until last night by the balls, even still. And she just broke him down, dude. Just broke him down. Told him everything about him was a bad thing until and you look at him now, he's like trying to be this introspective person like her. You're not her, dude. Like that's why I'm saying they are the worst possible match for him. For her, she would have needed to be with someone who was also like her, that she respected immensely. Like she would have had to respect a person. Like she doesn't respect him. I'm just being, and I'm not like, again, I'm not like, I've thought a lot about their relationship, believe me. She doesn't respect him. Like, you know how she's like best friends with Tupac? She respected Tupac. And I'll tell you right now, she would have never treated Tupac like she treats Will Smith because she respected him. She doesn't respect Will Smith. She thinks of him as like as a shallow Dunsky. And he is in comparison to her. That doesn't make him a bad person. It makes him right now basically like equivalent to a cult member. He'll do anything for her approval. She's ripped him apart inside. And it's over, dude. Like, the die is cast. There's no like him leave her, now he'll be happy. It's over, dude. She took what would have been he would have been like The Rock, dude. He would have been just like The Rock. And she took, like, think of The Rock. Think of how The Rock is, dude. He's lighthearted. He's happy all the time. Everyone loves him. That would have been Will Smith, 100%. And she took that from him. She ripped it out from under him. And she didn't do it on purpose. Like I said, she's too smart for her own good. She can't help it. She is an incredibly deep, like, you know, it's like, you know, the term like old soul. She's probably seen 10,000 lives, dude. That doesn't make her a good match for people, you know? She just tore him apart from the inside out. And then last night, that shit was pathetic, dude. Fucking pathetic. I don't have another word for it. And I, like, honestly, like I said, someone whose opinion I respect immensely disagreed with me enough to where I took it down on Instagram, but I can't, like, I'm not capable of saying things I don't mean, dude. And that shit was pathetic, dude. Pathetic. Look, here's the correct way that you handle that. Like, if you really want to handle it, like, you want to handle it like me, and yes, I am going to use myself as an example of how to handle things correctly in this particular regard, if what your goal is to actually defend your wife in a way that doesn't completely demasculate you and make you look like a complete pussy, and or make you strong in front of her. You want her to respect you? Here you go, Will Smith. Here's what you should have done, okay? You should have stonewalled the joke out of the gate, okay? Let's say she does have cancer, okay? What you should have done is you should have stonewalled the joke before you saw what she thought of it, okay? Stonewall him. Look at him like, and then everyone goes, oh, shit. And then it's like, don't talk about fucking Jada. And then backstage, right, when no one's around, you can roll up on Chris. And if you need to put a hand on him, then you do it there in front of her and no one else, dude. No one else. Don't let her question what your motives are. She has you pegged, dude. If I know what you're doing, she knows what you're doing, okay? Jada can see right through people. She sees right through them, just like me. She looks at you. She's known every single reason you've ever done anything. That's why she is the way she is. That's why she'll have an affair with another dude. She doesn't respect you, dude. Now, if you look like you're doing things on your own where you were insulted by the joke, right? You're genuinely protecting her, not laughing, not because she's mad, because you're mad. Okay? That's you being in control, not her jerking you like you're on a string. Fuck, I'm out of time. All right, gotta go. Love you guys. Peace.